Our topic today is hang around with ignorance. Ignorance is something that we don't know. Let's see how it goes. Okay, my name is Mang Chayanon. Let's start with we are all born with ignorance. When we first born, we know nothing. It's just like we just buy computer and there is nothing, no file, no information in that. We start collect from the first day we were born. So everything comes to learn later from that time on. What you know is that you know the shadow wrongs. Therefore, it is necessary to do the research and from time to time keep changing the theory. The theory long time ago, like the earth is flat, and when we can go out of our earth to the space, we found that our earth is round and the earth is around the sun and the moon around the earth. So we change the theory that the earth is round. From time to time, we keep changing the theory. Let's see. See the green one, that's very little, that what you know. What you know. And the purple one, what you know, you don't know. What you know, you don't know. And the yellow one, what you don't know, you don't know. See, what you really know is very, very small section of information. The problem is that we don't realize that we don't know, but we are always boasting. We don't realize that we don't know. We don't know what. We don't know where we came from before we were born. We don't know. We don't know why we were born. We don't know. We don't know when we are going to die. We don't know. We don't know where we are going to after death. We don't know. We don't know if we are going to be born again. We don't know. So when threatened by death, it is irreparable. Even if it's solved, it will not be solved just in time. When afflicted with fear and suffering, fear and suffering are surrounded you. Therefore, it is circling to the problem solving upon the ignorance. We don't know. So with fear and suffering, we keep, continue, don't know. So try to exit these issues by finding way to make access or to possess power or magical power to leave ignorance, suffering, and fear. Try to get out of ignorance, suffering, and fear by calling it the unknown factor. These ignorance, suffering, and fear we call unknown factor or the pure power. Whatever you think, think the opposite. Many think or believe that there's dark, there's bright, there's hot, there's a cool to soul. There are ignorance, suffering, and fear. There's got to be a solution, of course, because what you have yet found doesn't mean that it does not exist. So we keep, whatever we think it opposite. So we have different groups named pure mystical power based on their attitudes and languages. Some group, some country, some language called the truth or supreme knowledge or goodness of God. In Buddha called Dhamma, Nirvana, Satya, and anything else, each one called it. They come to outside or in the human. If it is outside of human, can we reach out? If you believe you can access it, how do I use my body or use your mind to find out or find it? If you can't access it, where do you go? Or pray and be derived from the invisible mighty power. This belief became a theory, became a theology, became a theology. This belief became a theology. The other group believe it's belong to us. So where is it and how to find it? Some people use their body obsessed with eroticism or torturing themselves in finding the way to the power. The two groups torturing themselves or use the eroticism. How hard the search is, it hasn't been successful. So fear, suffering, and ignorance cannot be eliminated. Another idea of this group, superlative knowledge or pure power stored in a delicate way beyond the human eyes, beyond the human eye, maybe in some other dimension. It takes the spatially right way trained mind to reach and to see it, because our physical eye cannot see it, cannot touch it. But that's just what's in person of the great perseverance. We gotta practice patient with patience and take some time to that, and the right way to practice to go to that great to that power. Its method begins with good deeds. This is the stepping stone to reach that power. Begin with good deeds, like to give is a kind of a stingy cut. To give without expecting anything in return. If we expect something in return, we don't, it's not kind of stepping stone, because it called investment. That's a cultivate. That's a cultivate the merit. So give without expecting anything in return. To forgive is to suppress annoyance, hatred, anger, and vengefulness. If we cannot forgive, we keep remembering that, especially the bad experience, it keep calling and hurt you and bother you. Ignore the evil, ignore the evils. Increase your comfort to be comfortable. Be kind, so be kind to each other. Be generous to each other. that we have to have a loving kindness, compassion, sympathetic joy, and equanimity. How to derive such power? These are easy ways to get rid of lust, desire, and other defilements, which are hindrances to training the mind to fall out of ignorance, suffering, and fear. So to give, right? To forgive, to observe precept, joy together, to observe precept together. And the profound one is to practice meditation. To practice meditation. If we compare to the water, ignorance is compared as that the water is clouded by mud, repetitive, being covered with duckweed, moss, or clear water that is blown away by the tides that are swamped by the earth. So impossible to see the clearness of the water. The water itself is clear and clean, but with that kind of mass, duckweed, we impossible to see the clearness and the water. We gotta wait until it's calm and smooth. The water is clear and clean again. So do our minds, waiting for the condition of being relaxed, comfortable, and mindful. And stop worrying thoughts that will disturb the mind. You know, the defilement, the trick of defilement keeps sending the thoughts, the evil thought, to our mind. So it disturbs our mind. And the mind who control the brain to take care of our body do something wrong. Whenever you do so regularly, the original mind with incredible power already exists. When it exists, it's going to work effectively and powerfully. Our original mind is very powerful. But since we were born, the defilement, the defilement sent thought to our mind until it's become our habit. So our mind is clouded. We gotta give and forgive, to observe precept and practice meditation regularly to eliminate those clouds. What we often hear is to make your mind clear or to concentrate on praying, meditating. The mind that has been cleansed and trained to stay still in the mind that regularly concentrates, meditates, and is consciously mindful. So the original mind will energize the real power to have pure superpower restored. The original mind will energize the real power to have pure superpower restored. So, in other words, we regain the power of our mind. So, get out of the ignorance. Get out of the ignorance. So, when the defilement inject some idea, some thoughts to our mind, which is the negative mind, just let it go, let it go. Don't follow that. Don't analyze it. Don't believe that. Just let go everything. Don't follow. That's the way to regain the power of your mind, to eliminate those tricks of defilement. Don't believe that. And do only good thing. Collect, cultivate merits to regain the power of your mind. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you for listening